schist. We talked about schist. Wow, I was pretty intense in my writing.
You're pretty intense in a lot of ways, not just your writing.
Look what I talked about. The schist soil is lacking nitrogen.
That's probably the first time you've ever said microbial biomass.
Did you like that? Where did I say it?
Right there.
Yes, I remember reading, or when I read that too. You can talk about how to open it.
Bottle, please. Talk about how to open it?
Because it's,
Oh, yeah.
so yeah, before you.
All right. Ready?
No, I gotta take my glasses off. But I have them here so I can read if I need to.
Now are you ready?
Yes.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to Tasting with Ron and Loreen.
We gotta come up with a better name. So, I'm Loreen, and this is Ron. I'm the owner of a little wine and coffee store called Vino Latte in Wausau, Wisconsin, and Ron is my husband.
Wine and coffee? Is wine the priority now? You always say coffee
It's a gourmet coffee shop, eatery, and wine boutique.
and whiskey
Oh yeah, I forgot about the whiskey.
and pizza.
Hence the whiskey's in the back.
So you don't like tasting with Ron and Loreen or tasting with Loreen? and
Anyway,
Ron?
we can talk about that. So welcome to our tasting. Tonight we are tasting the Terloto-Chapoutier S-Block Shiraz. I don't know if you can see that.
We should come up with an acronym. You know the acronym TLDR?
No, but we don't need to talk about that right now.
I'm trying to think of names.
So this has a wax seal, and Ron is going to open it and talk about opening it.
So you've probably seen wines with wax seals on them before. So it's got this wax on the, they dip it. I don't know how they do this one, but typically it's dipped, come up, and so it's got wax all around it. So it's not your traditional foil that you can just grab and spin off. I don't know if you can't really spin this off. Or that you'd cut off. So we have a lot of customers that are like, how do you open that? Or what's the best way to open this wax seal? The best way to open it is sort of ignore it initially.
Some do have a little tab that you can pull off, and if there is a little tab, that's great. But the majority that we see don't have that, like this. So
Yeah, if there's like the little like zipper tab to open it up, you can do that.
you got the idea.
Don't try to cut this off. Don't take the blade and try to like hack this off. Some of them, this one might come off. I'm not going to try it. But what you end up doing is just cutting yourself, or the sharp shards from the wax will be sharp and they'll poke you or something like that. The easiest way to do it is to take your wine key, go right into the top of it, go right through the wax, all the way down to about where you're going to go.
Let's hope this works, right?
And then when you open it, now some of them are really, the tops of them can be almost bulbous, and so it's hard. I always use these double hinge wine keys. It can be actually hard to get this first step onto the bottle. Sometimes you gotta really hold it because it's almost like I don't know, like a crown cap, like a mushroom. And so there's not much of a shelf for that first to sit on. But if you take your hand and you really hold tight against the bottle, what happens is, and this one, you know, just sort of pops off, the wax basically just pops off, and you leave the cork a little halfway in, and then you can take and just pull the loose wax off, go around, and just so that once you pull out the cork the rest of the way, you don't have wax that falls into the bottle.
So I fed the dog because she was whining during our last video. This is number 2 tonight. And now she's barking because she needs to go out. So I might have to go let her out.
Okay, we take a break or what?
No, you can.
She can wait.
She'll wait.
All right. So
Our dog is named Cat. So if you ever hear us talk about Cat, that's Cat.
Yes, it's a dog named Cat.
Her name is actually Katniss.
Katniss, the brown dog. So then the cork just comes out, and the top of the bottle is visible and you don't have the wax on top of it anymore. That's the easiest way to open those. All right.
All right, let's get on to the wine. So, Terloto-Chapoutier, it is a project between, and I'm gonna read this. I don't have my glasses on. So the American wine importer Terloto, which very common or very well known, and the French winemaker Chapoutier. So they like Rhone varietals, so they have created actually a few collaboratives, including this one. And this is from the Pyrenees region in Victoria, Australia.
All right, so this is 100% Shiraz, correct?
100% Shiraz, yes.
100% Shiraz, Syrah, same grape. 100% Shiraz grown on a single vineyard block within soil of hard, dense rocks that are layered with minerals called schist. So the soil is schist. And it's the S-Block Shiraz. So S-Block is just what they call that particular vineyard.
They've got a couple different block series. There's an L block I saw, and then the S block. The L block is a lower tier. This is a little bit higher tier. This is going to retail between $40 and $60. At Vino Latte, we have it about $45. So, again, talking about what do we get on the nose here?
It's a 2018.
2018. So, I don't know if you can see. It is dark, but it is not the darkest Shiraz I've ever had.
No. And it's also not as opaque as a lot of Syrah Shiraz can be. Oftentimes, stylistically, I think Australia, although they've moved away from a lot of the critter wine type stuff, but a lot of them can be very extracted, very heavy, very dark, very jammy fruit forward. Of course, because you have a collaboration with a French winemaker, they're going to do things a little bit, stylistically, maybe a little bit different, a little bit, edging between the two of them, or a little more French style, with nuance and less fruit driven.
So, they say it's intense. It is intense, but it's not quite as dark as I would have thought it was based on what they say. Intense and deep, inky color. Not quite. A little bit lighter than that. Nose. Definitely dark fruit. Almost blackberry versus raspberry. And, tobacco?
Yeah.
Leather?
Yeah, tobacco. I was trying to place it. It's almost almost a petroleum, but but not like plastic, more of a
That's why I think
oil.
it's leather. I think it's leather. Like,
I get
leather
tobacco.
jacket.
I get like cigar tobacco. Like when you grab a cigar and you just smell it, not burning, just
Okay.
like the cigar tobacco.
So,
A lot.
cigar or tobacco or leather. I think it's leather. And dark fruit. Definitely dark fruit. Maybe a little chocolate. Lot going on in this wine. As we've commented before, you've got a lot of descriptors. Usually it's a sign of a pretty good wine. Oh. Acidic.
A lot of the same on the palate. Mm-hmm. There is a super dark blackberry or boysenberry or something.
Blackberry. I think blackberry. Versus a raspberry, which I think is a little bit brighter sometimes.
Definitely like a black fruit.
Yeah.
God, the tobacco on the nose is just ridiculous.
Interesting. It's 2018.
I would say it's not showing its age.
Oh, not at all.
Not at all.
But the nice thing about it is I think it's tannic, but I don't think it's obnoxiously tannic. So the fact that it's 6 years old, well, I think the tannin has mellowed enough to make it palatable. Like, I don't know how this would have been 4 years ago. Oh, I almost get a little tomato on it, on the nose.
Fruit or leaf.
On the nose, a little of the fruit, tomato fruit.
I get about 3/4 of the way through the palate, like after you swallow, I get a little flash of brighter fruit. Like a little flash of something red or juicy. Maybe it's the acidity that's hitting me. And
Cranberry?
no, I don't even know. Maybe it's not even that specific. Almost like a a hint of Jolly Rancher fruit with the mouth-watering.
Chocolate. They're very mouth-watering.
They don't make chocolate.
They don't, but I just got chocolate. Lots of chocolate.
Chocolate Jolly Rancher. I don't think that'd be good. That's
I
like a
don't.
Tootsie Roll.
Oh, I like Tootsie Rolls. It does not taste like a Tootsie Roll.
No, but a chocolate Jolly Rancher would be like a Tootsie Roll.
So the recommended food pairing with this is filet mignon. I can see why. It'd be good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'd be good.
it'd be good.
I think something, just like a dark meat, roasted meat of some sort. I don't know about filet.
It's
Give me a
not
little
as
more-
thick and heavy as I was expecting it to be based on. So we had this in our wine club a few months ago, and I wrote the article on in the newsletter. And based on what I had written, I expected it to be heavier than it is. It's very delightful.
So it's destemmed, fermented in concrete or stainless steel tank, so a neutral fermentation vessel, aged for 12 months in 100% French oak. I don't think it says whether it's new or not. Doesn't
Just
say.
says French oak, yeah.
I would say it's probably not new. If
I
it
don't
were,
think
they'd
it
probably
is.
say.
And I don't think it is because I don't think the tannins are that. Again, maybe it's the age, but the tannins don't seem to be that crazy.
Yeah, well, 12 months is going to mellow the tannin.
True.
As
Yeah.
is 6 years in the bottle.
Right. Yes.
Although it's probably only 5 years in the bottle if it aged for 12 months.
Right, which is why I said earlier. But anyway, so drinking window. 2023 right now is probably perfect drinking. And
It's 2024.
oh, I'm sorry, 2023 last year.
Living in the past.
And for about 10 years longer is recommended, and I would 100% agree with that. Personally, for those who don't know me that well, I do not like age in my wine. I like my wine young and fruity, and I like enough tannin on it that I can feel and taste the tannin. I like the fruit to be there and be present. I don't like it when it starts falling off. This is excellent for me. This is perfect drinking. But I don't see it anytime soon declining. The fruit.
No, I think 10 years, not that I'm an expert, I think 10 years additional would be too long. If you're talking 10 years from vintage, so it says? More than 10 years. So yeah, so you're talking, I mean, we're more than halfway through that 10-year window. So maybe if it goes a total of 10 years, so like another 4 or 5 years, I could see that as a good drinking window.
That's where I would like it.
Right, I think after that it's going to fall off.
Well, I think other people would appreciate that. I don't like it when it starts doing that. So, but on the palate, as we said, see, oh, now I'm getting flower of violets. Oh, there's a lot going on in this wine. And we've had it open for 3 minutes. Totally violet on the nose. So it went from tobacco to a little tomato to violet. Now, oh, and now I'm getting wood.
I'm getting herbal on the palate.
Now I'm getting the oak, which I was not getting. Herbal?
Herbal.
Herbal? Like,
Leafy.
oh, could it be tomato?
So I was trying not to let my power of suggestion or your power of suggestion influence me.
Eucalyptus. That's what I'm getting, a little bit of eucalyptus.
That's weird in a Shiraz.
Yeah, but I'm getting it. Once you said herbal, maybe it's basil.
I think basil. Something
Basil,
a dark
oregano.
a dark herbal.
Eucalyptus, what's the difference?
Well, eucalyptus is a
Minty.
brighter, mintier, yeah, and that's kind of my experience, my understanding is that like Napa cabs often have a lot of mint and eucalyptus characteristic.
Especially in Carneros.
I think this is much more of a darker herbal, like you said, a basil, oregano, maybe tomato leaf, but it's not quite that green.
I think green is a description.
Dried herbs.
So often when I say green, I think that's an excellent description, and I think herbal kind of encapsulates my green. And you're saying not quite green?
Well, I think herbal can be a bright herbal, like a bright green, or a dark herbal. I mean, because herbs can be fresh herbs or
Yes.
dried herbs.
So you're getting dried herbs.
Yeah, I'm getting dried, dark herbs.
So, and on the nose and the palate.
Yeah,
So what do you think of it?
I think it's good. I like it. You have down here that Wine Advocate gave it 93 points,
Yes, 93 points.
calling it an engaging wine.
And they say, this is good, is perfumed. I did not,
You did. You said a little perfume.
I don't think I said perfume.
You said floral.
I said floral.
Floral and perfume are oftentimes similar, identical.
Yes. And they say with aromas of lavender, graphite. Graphite. That may have been what I was initially getting where you were saying tobacco. Could be a little graphite.
I don't get graphite. I get graphite. To me, graphite is Bordeaux. Like Bordeaux can be very flinty, like licking a number 2 pencil. Like
That
the
is-
lead on a number 2 pencil is graphite to me.
That is really, yeah. That is really acidic. Not in a bad way. It would be great with food.
It could probably, if you're into decanting, this would probably benefit from decant. Not a long decant.
I don't want it to decant.
I know, but I mean, I like to decant in my glass. I mean, the decanting is a whole discussion, and I have lots of thoughts and opinions and whatever. But a lot of people think, oh, how long should I decant this? I think this wine would probably benefit from decanting. It would open up a lot faster, and there's probably something to be said for what it's going to be even 10 minutes from now. So
Yes.
if you
Well,
decant
look how much
it,
we've talked about how much I think it's changed.
that's what I'm saying.
The last
Decanting, I
5
think, would
minutes.
accelerate that.
And speaking of 5 minutes, so my goal is 5 minutes-ish. We are reaching that goal. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about? Schist soils, as Ron said. I think this is kind of funny. Ron thought it was funny. Schist soils do not have a lot of nitrogen, so that's very good for the wines, and that's because, I'll read it. Ron doesn't know. It's beneficial because it helps create a stable growing environment, and it promotes biodiversity while staving off disease. So that's one of the benefits of schist soils.
So schist is very common in wine regions. There's schist grown, or not, schist isn't grown. There's grapes grown in schist all around the world.
It's very rocky.
Very rocky.
Very
Slaty,
rocky. Not something you'd want to grow your
shale,
tomatoes in.
Schist, yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm getting more flowers.
I like it. That's what I'm saying. I think that
Wow, this needs some time. So folks, pick up a bottle
decant it.
or put it in your glass and try it every 5 minutes, like 3 minutes, 2 minutes, and enjoy the evolution.
As we said, Victoria, Australia. Victoria is the portion, the state, the region of Australia where Melbourne is. The specific Pyrenees region, not to be confused with the Pyrenees Mountains, but the Pyrenees region in Victoria is north and slightly west of Melbourne, so it's sort of middle of the country away from the coast. That region, Victoria, has its so you've got South Australia, and then actually further south from South Australia is Victoria. There's a lot of ocean influence there, but this is not right on the ocean.
So tannins grow. I don't know if they build on each other. And I've had a good ounce or two of this wine at this point. I can feel the tannins building.
So what she means is that the more you taste a tannic wine, the more the tannins will be present in your mouth. They compound.
And that's what's happening right now.
Which is why this with meat or red wines, big tannic wines with red meat is good, because all that protein and fat in the meat binds with the tannins, and then when you swallow it, it clears your palate out and prepares your mouth for the next bite.
So speaking of which, I think it's time for dinner.
Are we having steak?
We are not.
We're not having filet?
We are not having filet.
What are we having?
My favorite wine pairing is wine. So what that means is I actually prefer my wine
With wine.
with wine in itself.
I prefer my wine with Loreen.
Oh,
Cheers.
cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks for joining.
Night.
Wherever you are, like this, comment on it, share it, click
Buy the
like,
wine.
subscribe, buy the wine from us or from another small independent wine store. That's all.
So.
Bye.